crazy, or did you lose a bet? What's up with all the sweatsuits every day? It seems like, man, it's hot out here.
Well, everybody keeps telling me that and that type of thing, but for all the years that I've been in coaching, this is all I've ever worn. So you know how it is. If that's what you're used to, you don't know any different. So when people ask, well, you got to be hot or that type thing, but the funny thing about it is, somebody will walk by me, they're sweating bullets. And then they say to me, I must be hot, and I'm not sweating at all. And I'm looking, I'm saying, well, you may want to follow what I'm doing. But it's just what I know, and it's what I enjoy. So it's what I've worn for all these years.
For you, how did it happen with you becoming the receivers coach and coming here with Willie? Did you bring it up that, hey, coach, I can take this on if you need to, or did he come to you?
That is a good one. Let me see. We were going to Seattle to recruit Tre'Shaun Harrison right after we had gotten here. I came here to be the general manager where Coach Taggart would run the football part of it. Then I would be over all the other part of it outside of the operations. Well, once we got here, one thing led to another, so he and I on this plane flight, I guess I shouldn't have made that mistake, but we on this plane flight out to Seattle to recruit Tre'Shaun. And all of a sudden he hits me with, well, DK, you know a little bit about wide receiver, why don't you coach him? I looked around, and I have to be honest, I tried to get out of it initially, but Willie Taggart being Willie Taggart and the respect that I have for him and all, just like always, like that's why he's such a good recruiter, he finally convinced me after about 30 seconds that, yeah, you be the wide receiver coach. I said, well, hey, let's go get this thing. But the biggest thing is, all jokes aside, we understand the quality of the opportunity here at Florida State, but we also embrace the expectations. You know, we're not naive to what has to transpire, what has to get accomplished. And we're taking that on with everything we have. When he and I were at USF together, he used to dream, and then he would talk to me about if we ever got to a scenario right here, like this, we would still apply the same work ethic that we had at a USF, but with increased resources, wonder what could transpire. So this opportunity, they say, put it out there what you want, speak on it, dream about it, it becomes in the existence. That's what's transpiring. Now we are here, and as we always talk about, we understand we have to do something, and we will.
Coach, how does it feel to be back on the field after being behind the scenes the last couple of years?
Well, I tell you what, to be perfectly honest, initially because I had gotten all into this personnel thing, and my whole goal was to help and assist Willie Taggart into building a championship roster. And that had become my goal and what my thrust was. And then that's why initially I wasn't sure if I wanted to get back on the field or not, because I had made this building a roster my new passion. But when he told me I could still do that along with Coach, I said, all right, let me go do it. And then all of a sudden, after the first day of spring, I said, whoa, I like this again. And now I wouldn't give it up for anything. I'm enjoying the world out of it, and to see these young people develop, not only on the field, but off the field, and then seeing that brightness in their eyes that indicates that you are hitting a light that they understand and they are buying into, there's no better feeling than that. So I'm enjoying the heck out of it right now.
Are you enjoying the moment too much, or are you, still kind of looking at the future? I know in your past, being a head coach was something that you did want to do. Is that something you think that's still in the cards for you?
Well, you know what? My whole professional career, we all have goals and aspirations. We all have an agenda. We all have an ego, and that's what motivates us. So let's don't hide that. So for the vast majority of my entire career, it was built around preparing myself and building myself and taking the right steps to head up a Florida State one day. But man, every day that I got up, everything was about David Kelly. And I was never really satisfied or enjoyed the process the way I should have been. And then after a couple of years away and really doing some deep introspection, I said, you know what, if this transpires again, which I knew it would, I didn't know how, when, or where, I'm gonna make it about others and not about David Kelly. And since I've been that way, after going with Willie to USF in Oregon and now here, where my whole thrust now is about helping others to realize their dream. I get up every morning excited and ready to go because it's not about David Kelly anymore. It's about serving others. And because of my belief, the greatest leader that ever walked this earth was a servant leader. And I'm not perfect by any stretch of imagination. You can ask the receivers that. They'll be happily to share in with that. But that's my thrust right now. That's my goal on a daily basis. What can I do to assist someone else, to help them in their thrust, to help them in what their goals are? And my self-satisfaction level has gone up exponentially because of that.
Let's go one more.
Coach, I guess on the field, you got some players that are a little bit injured, but overall, as your receivers group, how excited are you about that group?
Come on now. We know anything about wide receivers, it's the same whether it's at this level, whether it's at the NFL or whatever. Them dudes, they all wired the same. They gonna try to find a way to try to miss as much practice as they can the first couple of weeks of summer training. But it's amazing how they get well that 10 days prior to the first game. So, I'm excited about this group. So many of our guys haven't played on a stage like this before. So part of my preparation is preparing them on how to handle this type of scenario, more so than the actual football part, from the mental side of it. So to have a group this inexperienced, haven't been here before, and now being able to help them grow and all, that's the exciting part. And they have all been extremely receptive in everything that I've given out to them up to this point in time.
All right.
Thanks.